Namaskar, my friends. Today I am going to give the glimpses of Vasisht Guha. If there is a heaven on earth, it is certainly Vasishtha Guha. Guha means a cave. This Vasishtha Guha ashram, referred to as the Guha in the subsequent paras, is situated at 22 kilometers from Rishikesh on the famous bus route to Badrinath Kedarnath, 6 kilometers from Shivpuri, where there are a lot of rafting institutions, and 10 kilometers before reaching Byasi. In the Himalayas, the names of many of the caves are linked with some renowned sage or other of yore. For example, Vyasa Guha, Uddalka Guha. Vasishtha is one of the Saptarishis, seven sages, and one of the first creations of Lord Brahma, the creator, out of his will power. He was the chief priest, Kula Guru of the line of kings, claiming their descendants from the sun god Surya Vansa, the most famous in that line being King Sri Ramchandra, an incarnation of Lord Vishnu. Vasishtha's 100 sons were killed due to the machinations of his competitor sage Vishwamitra through the application of black magic rituals. Though a highly evolved soul well established in the supreme consciousness, Brahma, the tragedy of the death of all his 100 sons was too deep a blow to be borne with equanimity. Vasishtha, in frustration, decided to end his life by jumping into a river. The river goddess did not want to incur the heinous sin of being the cause of the death of such a holy sage, and so just carried him safely unharmed and deposited him on the other bank where Arundhati, the wife of Vasishtha, was already waiting for her husband, as Arundhati thought that if they continued to stay in that environment, the memories of their dead children would haunt them, suggested going on a pilgrimage to the southern part of India. En route, presumably, this Vasishtha Guha was one of the places where he camped for performance of austerities, tapas, for a few hundred years. Vasishtha was a sage who remained as the chief priest for more than 5 generations of kings, each of whom ruled for several thousand of years. The Guha is situated on the banks of the holy river Ganga, about 100 feet below from the main road, and it is barely a 5 minutes walk to Arundhati Guha, access to which is by walking over the Ganga's sand beach. Similar Vasishtha ashrams exist in various places, that is, Bihar Hills in Karnataka, in Sri Lanka, etc. Who knows how many saints, sages, and siddhas have lived in these caves and added to its glory, holiness, and spiritual vibrations. Behind the Shivalinga at the far end of the cave can be seen a slightly vertically inclined opening into the cave. If you put your hand in it, you will find inside it is closed. It seems the cave used to extend inside for another 20 kilometers or so till a place called Ghanta Karna Mandir up in the Himalayas. A few years back, this passage was closed. It is believed that a number of Himalayan adepts, Siddhas, have been doing austerities in their subtle body, not visible to naked eyes of common people, inside the back of the cave for thousands of years. Besides, our Gurudev Swami Parsotanandaji Maharaj also had done his austerities here since 1928. He was a grand disciple of Sri Ramakrishna Paramhansa and disciple of Swami Brahmananda. Many visitors, not only Indians but foreigners too, who used to sit inside the cave in meditation in recent times, claim to have had varied psychic experiences. In April 1996, a letter was received in this ashram from H. Swami Dayananda Saraswati Ji of international fame, enclosing two copies of a photograph of the cave taken at his behest during his recent visit thereto. It seems that when the photograph of the far end platform containing Shivalanga was taken and got developed, it was found that there were two rays of light emanating from the top side of the Shivalinga and going over the side walls and ceiling till it disappeared into the earth halfway from the cave entrance. It could have represented the ultimate merging of one or more of the unseen Siddhas into the Supreme Being. When Bhagwan Ramana Maharshi left his mortal body at Tiruvannamalai, at that very moment, many were able to see in different cities a bright star-like frame coursing through the sky, and this was reported in some newspapers too. Many have expressed that when they sit inside the guha for meditation, their level of consciousness immediately rises up to such a high level which they were able to reach only occasionally, and that too after years of spiritual practice. To two other incidents which have been included in a book, fragrant flowers, are reproduced below to illustrate the glory of the Guha. Number one, sometime in 1994 or so, a young Dutch woman visited the Guha on a day when I, Swami Shantananda, happened to be there. It was her first visit. She was sitting in meditation inside the cave till lunchtime. During lunch, she suddenly addressed me and asked, I find that your Gurudev had left his body in February 1961. Since then, have you met him again at any time? The question sounded strange and I answered in the negative. After finishing her lunch, she followed me to my room and narrated the following unique experience of hers in the Guha. After about 2 hours of meditation, when I suddenly opened my eyes, I saw a Swamiji with a laughing face standing before me. He was identical with the photograph kept outside the cave in the desk. The only difference was that, unlike in the picture, he had a long stick in his hand. A thought came to my mind that the vision was some sort of an illusion. The Swamiji smilingly told me, you are wrong, my dear child. I am as real as you are. I am not an illusion. I was astonished that he could divine my thoughts accurately. He asked me, Hey, what do you want? I replied, Swamiji, I want Gyan, true knowledge. He laughed in a wild manner and disappeared. Number one, no, not number one. I believed her because in her narration she has mentioned certain typical characteristics of my Gurudeva as follows. Number one, my Gurudev often sported a long stick even though in the picture on the desk it was not there. Number two, his typical question to my visitors or disciples was, I, what do you want? Number three, he always used to be laughing like a child. In 1980, when I, Swami Shantananda, had gone to Vasishtha Guha to attend my Guru Deva's birthday as also to do Srimad Bhagavata Saptaham, one Mrs. P had come to the Guha. On the first day of Bhagavata reading in the morning, Mrs. P did not attend the recitation partly because she had no taste for it and could not also understand the Sanskrit text. She went and sat inside the cave for meditation. After a while, when she opened her eyes, she saw our Gurudeva standing before her with a smile. She would not believe her own eyes. He told her, Yes, I am really standing before you, but you will not believe. Today, one old ex-army man with a beard will be visiting Guha for the first time, but he will refuse to have lunch here in the ashram and will go back. When this happens, you will believe in this vision. Tomorrow I shall initiate you with a mantra. Mrs. P never disclosed this to anybody. In the evening, when I saw her face full of misery, I asked her for the reason. Then she narrated the incident and told me today I have not seen any such of old ex-army man visiting this Goa. Perhaps it was all my imagination. Then I exclaimed, no, it is true. Today one old ex-army man came and the Swami in charge of the ashram took him to the library and was showing him the book Yoga Vasishtha in 3 volumes. When Swamiji pressed him to stay for lunch, he excused himself and left. Mrs. P was elated at this news. Next morning, when she went inside the Guha and sat for meditation, Gurudeva again appeared. She was desperately praying in her heart, I want only a mantra on Ram and not on any other god. Gurudeva smiled and said, yes, I shall give you only Ram mantra. Do not worry. Do you know any hymen on Ram for meditation purposes? Dhyana Sloka. If so, recite it. She recited a hymen. Gurudeva gave her a mantra, bade her go and attend Bhagavatam reading which was going on outside and disappeared. I was the only one to whom Mrs. P confided the full detail of her initiation. Our Gurudeva Swami Purushottamanand Ji Maharaj left the Ramakrishna mission and went wandering around the Himalayas in early 1920s. During his wanderings by foot, he came across this Guha in 1928. The cave was surrounded by tall trees and it was all a jungle. He lived inside the Guha doing his meditation austerities for more than 25 years till a room was built for him near the Guha. In my assessment, he was a realized soul. It is told that in his earliest years in the Guha, a lion used to come from the other side of the Ganga daily in the dusk and sleep near the nearest end of the Guha, while our Gurudeva used to sleep at the farthest end of the Guha, where a circular memorial has since been built. After about a year of keeping the nightly companionship with my Greva, the lion went away never to return. One of the popular messages of Gurudeva is as follows. What are we seeking? Bliss. What we are searching for is within us. Within is a huge roaring ocean of divine and infinite bliss, a single drop of which can completely destroy all our woes forever, transport us to a high state of ecstasy. But foolishly we took for this outside to imagine that wife, children, wealth, name, fame, etc. can bring us happiness is a mere illusion. Our state is like that of a deer which contains the musk in its own navel, but in its ignorance seeks this divine scent in the surroundings in trees, creepers, grass, etc. The teachings of our great sages alone can therefore give us pure, unalloyed, and eternal bliss. So, this Vasishtha Guha has been visited by many sages since the ancient times. Even sages of this Ramakrishna mission they have visited and mentioned in their reminiscences about this Vasishtha Guha. And you will find mention of this Vasishtha Guha in almost all the sadhus and sages, those who have visited Himalayas. Even Acharya Sri Ram Sarma has mentioned about this Vasishtha Guha. So everybody, whosoever have the chance to visit Rishikesh Haridwar must visit this place and have the first-hand experience by sitting there and meditating. So we should not miss chance of such a great says who had meditated there, and the spiritual vibrations they are existing there. People and sadhus and saints they have visited this place and they meditated there and they have written their experiences. Almost all of them they have narrated that this Guha is completely filled with spiritual vibrations. There is spiritual energy existing in this Guha. So we must visit this holy cave. Thank you, my dear friends, for watching this wonderful video. Please like, comment, and share the video and subscribe my channel. Thank you, my dear friends.